Welcome to my channel. Let's summarize it. There's a lot of talk these days about creating micro-credential programs. The question here is, should they really be created internally or should they be outsourced through platforms like edX or Coursera? Now, the decision for universities to develop their own micro-credentials or use these ready-made platforms depends on multiple factors. Let's talk about the pros and the cons. Let's begin with developing our own micro-credentials in-house within the university. What are the pros? Number one, we have customization. What we mean by this is that universities can design courses tailored to the needs of their students and specific industries in their area. Another pro, branding. This allows institutions to maintain and enhance their brand reputation. Now, let's assume a university is well known for cutting-edge research in artificial intelligence. Let's assume this university decides to offer a micro-credential in AI ethics. Given its brand, this micro-credential might be perceived as highly valuable. Another advantage, flexibility. Universities can update or adjust content as needed without being confined to the ready-made content. Another advantage, direct control. Universities have control over the quality, the delivery, and the evaluation methods. We talked about the advantages. Let's shift now to the disadvantages of developing our own micro-credentials in-house. Number one, resource intensive. What this means is that developing micro-credentials internally requires significant resources, both time and money, to design, implement, and maintain those courses. Another negative side that needs to be discussed is the platform development. Universities may need to invest in infrastructure and technology to deliver these online courses effectively. Marketing. Institutions may have to intensify marketing efforts to make potential students aware of these courses. Now let's shift gears to the ready-made micro-credentials from Coursera or edX. What are the positives? What are the negatives? Positives. Number one, they are established platforms. Both of them have a good reputation and a good user base, which of course can help attract students in the future. Another advantage, technical infrastructures. Universities can leverage the advanced technical infrastructure of these platforms to obtain analytical data, for example. Another positive, reduced development time. If universities need to quickly roll out these courses, it's probably better to go to these ready-made structures so that you can actually have the courses ready without investing and, of course, without having any delays. Some of the negatives. Of course, there's less differentiation. So if you're going to go and have people take courses on Coursera or edX, sometimes these courses really look the same. It's difficult to have differentiation between them. Another downside is control. Universities actually have no control over the course design or the content if they're going to get it ready-made by Coursera or edX. Another thing to consider is platform limitations. Institutions are subject to constraints and guidelines of those platforms. So you have to actually follow what they have and you cannot deviate from the guidelines. Having said all of this, we need to actually focus on something that is very critical, especially if we are in a university that is concerned about cultural and language issues. So, cultural sensitivity. The university can ensure that the content, examples, case studies are all aligned with the values and cultural norms for this university, thus making it more relatable and appreciated by the target audience. Another thing, it's important to note that many of the courses that are available are English intensive. So when we're talking about language adaptation, courses can be primarily in the local language. So for example, if you're a university in the Middle East, then you can actually have your courses in Arabic, with the option, of course, for English subtitles or vice versa. Now, this is, of course, going to help cater to both native and non-native speakers. Local relevance. Universities can address region-specific challenges that are related to industries and opportunities that might be sometimes overlooked by international platforms. Finally, fostering local talent. Now, this is where the university would offer a chance to highlight local expertise. Now, this is if the microcredential was developed internally. Okay, so you can actually have your professionals, your educators, they can shine and they can actually provide pride and unity to the university. However, there's a risk in terms of global reach. These courses might have limited international audience if they are too region specific, or if they're not offered in widely spoken languages like English. My take on this matter: the decision largely depends on a university's goals, resources, expertise, and the specific needs of their students and stakeholders. If a university aims to quickly enter the microcredential space and tap into a broad audience without hefty investments, then partnering with a platform like Coursera or edX may be the best way to go. On the other hand, if the universities prioritize full control, customization, differentiation, they would probably consider developing their own microcredentials as the way to go. Now, a hybrid approach might be worth considering. So the university could develop its own region-specific courses while also leveraging international platforms for more generic topics or to attract a global audience. If you would like more information about microcredentials, please make sure that you view these videos.